Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, we're gonna talk Deontay Wilder. It's the best heavyweight in the world right now. I don't think it should be in discussion. If it's a discussion, it's y'all in for concussion, right? Listen, you're seeing legendary things. We talked about it. Couldn't really do nothing yesterday. Wasn't feeling good. When you get a little older, you get up and don't feel good for no reason. That's what happened to the brother. You know what I mean? So I couldn't really go into it. So I'm gonna talk about a little news. Because I was able to read an article or two, and everything irks me. You know what I mean? It irks me because y'all know I know what time it is, and I know y'all know what time it is. People are still talking about Deontay Wilder like you're not watching something legendary. 41 knockouts for 42 fights. Let's be real. Anybody saying anything is really just you're reaching, right? But let me say before I even get into it, people are capable of reaching, right, on things that are more important than a boxing match, right? We're in the midst of trying to impeach our president, right, or yours, impeach him, and for some things that you're talking about Ukraine, right? We're talking about Ukraine, and and Ukraine meddled with the elections when we know it was Russia, right? But people are still saying that. Now you're talking about this Republican senators that have been briefed, right? 2 weeks before the impeachment hearings, right? They were told by all intelligence agencies that we have, FBI, NSA, CIA, all of that, told them stop doing that narrative in public because you're helping Russia. It started from Putin, right? And they came in the impeachment hearings and did it anyway because it's dog whistles for people who just want to, follow. They're just saying it anyway. It should be illegal, but you ask yourself, in the name of what? Aren't you a patriot? Don't you, why would you do that? It turns to find out that most of them are involved in it. Nunez is. They're going to find that out in a minute. Other dude, my man Jordan, Jim Jordan, got this case where he's letting them wrestlers be sexually molested all the time. Speaking of molestation, I want to say that before I get into this too. Y'all know this. This is my book, Slapped, about domestic violence. Go get it on Amazon. Not enough of you have. You should. I don't ask y'all to subscribe and nothing else, but that's important. It's International Domestic Violence Day. Go get that. Slapped, baby, on Amazon, right? We care about domestic violence. Now, I don't know, I just went over to that, but I'm talking about the Republicans. They're capable of doing that. In the name of what, right? We know that Ukraine is an ally. Now, to most people that don't give a damn about politics at all, it's not politics anymore. It's right and wrong. It's not Republican and Democrat. It's right and wrong. If you care about your Constitution, you would care about we have to treat allies better. Now, for most people, it's like, hey, well, Russia, Ukraine, what's the difference? One of them is our ally, and one of them isn't. And if our FBI, NSA, and CIA tell you that they know that Russia did it, then everybody Republicans shouldn't be against that. They're on the same side as Russia. Okay? So they're capable. So when I go back here to boxing, make sure you understand those kind of people are capable of this little boxing stuff. And they are. Franchise championship, all that kind of stuff. Now let's get into it. Now I've read a couple of articles yesterday. I hear Tyson Fury talking. I hear one article writing talking about Deontay Wilder's win over Lewis or the real King Kong Ortiz was lackluster, right? Now haven't we heard that word before? Lackluster. Didn't you remember Jamal Charlo's last fight? He was fighting an undefeated mandatory guy, right? And he won every round, but they called it lackluster. It was a middleweight fight. Demetrius Andrade, right? He beat Malis Selecki, right? Had about one loss. Bad dude from Pole. And y'all know I roll with the Poles, right? He beat him every round. Even had him on the deck. Every round. He called it lackluster. Now Wilder is fighting the hardest guy in the heavyweight division. Lose at least 4 of the first 6 rounds, if not 5 of the first 6 rounds. Right, taking his time, patient, which we all want him to do, right? And then he knocks him out with one punch, like he's been doing those other 41 people. Now, have you ever seen Luis Ortiz look like that, eyes wide on the canvas? Let someone else do that, right? So here we are talking about Tyson Fury now. Like, yo, well, Tyson Fury, that's an insult to talk to Deontay Wilder about two things. One is Tyson Fury. The other is, does he want to be undisputed? And when you know damn well he does. You don't talk about Tyson Fury because if you do, you would know that they had a fight already, right? That's why you want them to fight him because because you listen to somebody tell you that Tyson Fury won that fight instead of watching it yourself, looking who looked bad after the fight and who was on the ground twice, right? For Tyson Fury to win that fight and not be the champion, he has to beat the hell out of Deontay Wilder after being on the ground twice. And he didn't. How many highlights do you see from Tyson Fury in that fight? How many? I'm not talking about the hands behind your back. You don't get points for hands behind your back. You don't get points for putting your hands up and acting. Those are not points. Points is hitting that dude. Deontay Wilder looked way better than you after the fight. Tyson Fury looked bad 6 weeks after the fight. He was giving interviews about 6 weeks after the fight, but still pieced up, right? But this is the baddest dude, and Deontay Wilder was the one that was exposed. It didn't look good in the fight, and all those things. But after that fight, right? Who didn't want the rematch? Who went and did some other things? The Otto Wallens and the Tom Schwartzes of the world. And we're still talking to Deontay Wilder, even though he's flatlined two very formidable opponents that we all know that definitely have punch resistance. We know that. Compare his opponents to Tyson Fury's opponents, right? And the fact that Deontay Wilder was there and going to give him 50% for the fight. And we're talking to Deontay Wilder about Tyson Fury. He shouldn't even be talking about Tyson Fury. I wouldn't. Tyson Fury would not get a fight with me until he goes and fights somebody hard. Matter of fact, you can fight Ortiz right now. I'll wait. Be like Cat Williams up there. Don't worry. I'll wait. You go fight Luis Ortiz. Like I've been saying the whole time. I would have hoped to have Wilder fought Wilder. And Fury, you fight Ortiz. Ain't happening. Listen, this is what I'm trying to tell everybody out there. Do not listen to any Tyson Fury talk. Do not listen to any other talk out there. What you do is you focus on who the hell is going to call out Ortiz now. They seen him on the ground, right? Eyes big. They seen that. Let's see who's going to do that. Right? Don't let him, Tyson Fury you. Tyson Fury's in WWE singing and doing all kind of other stuff. Right? He hasn't done anything that leads you to believe that he's going to knock Deontay Wilder out. What you're hoping for is he can outpoint him. Oh, because Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz outpointed him. Difference is Ortiz could knock Wilder's butt out. I'm glad Wilder took his time. Right? Tyson Fury, you're not. Difference is going to be in that fight is Wilder is not going to cock his right hand all the time, thinking he's going to not just knock Tyson Fury out. Tyson Fury is awkward, but let's not forget he's very, very tall and very, very heavy and very, very rough. Don't get it twisted. I'm going in on Tyson Fury right now, but I have utmost respect for that boy in the boxing ring because he's talented and bigger than everybody, which is a formidable task. No doubt about that. But I'm just making sure that this is clear right now. Deontay Wilder is the baddest one out there, right? Baddest one. If you got 42, 43 fights and you're knocked out every single one, have the highest knockout ratio in history, who cares how you're doing it? It is getting done. And there's no one else has done something similar. So what are we still discussing for? So all that stuff that was going on yesterday with all this stuff, I haven't read any articles today yet. We'll see what happens. But right now, Deontay Wilder is the baddest one. And talking about Tyson Fury is insulting. Doma Sports Talk. Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.